International Maritime Dangerous Goods Code. 1. Overview of IMDG Code. The IMDG Code is an international framework developed by the IMO that provides guidelines for the safe transport of hazardous materials by sea. It ensures that the shipping industry knows how to manage the risks associated with dangerous goods. IMDG Code applies to all ships that are subject SOLAS and MARPOL. IMDG Code is an extension to the provisions of SOLAS Chapter 7. This code came into force in 2004. The IMDG Code is continuously updated and amended to reflect new regulations, safety practices, and technological advancements. It is essential for stakeholders to stay up to date with the latest version of the code to ensure compliance and safety. The most recent amendment to the IMDG Code is Amendment 42 to 24, which was adopted in May 2024. It will be mandatory for all shipments starting January 1, 2026. 2. Scope of the IMDG Code. Applicability. The IMDG Code applies to all vessels transporting dangerous goods, including cargo ships, tankers, and passenger ships. It mandates compliance with specific safety protocols. Dangerous goods are classified based on their hazard characteristics. Understanding these categories helps determine the appropriate safety measures during handling and transport. 3. Structure of the IMDG Code. Volume 1 contains general provisions, classification, packing and tank provisions, consignment procedures, construction and testing of packings, IBCs, intermediate bulk containers, large packagings, portable tanks, road tank vehicles, and transport operations. Volume 2 includes the dangerous goods list, special provisions, limited quantities exceptions, the index, and appendices. Main parts. General provisions, definitions, and training. Part 1. Classification. Part 2. Dangerous goods list and limited quantity exceptions. Part 3 lists all the classified dangerous goods and any exceptions in Volume 2. Packing and tank provisions. Part 4. Consignment procedures. Part 5. Construction and testing. Part 6. Transport operations. Part 7 specifies provisions for the actual transport of dangerous goods. 4. Classification of dangerous goods. Class 1. Explosives, materials that can explode under certain conditions. Class 2. Gases, includes flammable gases and non-flammable gases, e.g., aerosols. Class 3. Flammable liquids, liquids that can catch fire easily, e.g., gasoline. Class 4. Flammable solids, solids that can ignite and are capable of combustion. Class 5. Oxidizing substances, materials that can cause or enhance the combustion of other materials. Class 6. Toxic and infectious substances, substances that can cause harm to living tissues or pose a health risk. Class 7. Radioactive materials, radioactive substances that can be hazardous to health. Class 8. Corrosive substances that can cause damage to living tissue or materials. Class 9. Miscellaneous dangerous products, items that pose a risk during transport, which aren't covered by other classes. 5. Packaging requirements. Packaging standards. The IMDG Code specifies how dangerous goods must be packaged to minimize risk. Packaging must be suitable for the specific type of substance to prevent leaks and spills. Labeling and marking. Proper labeling is critical for the identification of dangerous goods. Labels must clearly display hazard symbols and classifications to ensure that handlers are aware of the risks. 6. Documentation. Transport documents. Every shipment of dangerous goods must include accurate and complete documentation. The Dangerous Goods Declaration, DGD, details the contents, classification, and handling instructions. Under the International Maritime Dangerous Goods, IMDG, Code, cargo information includes the UN number, proper shipping name, primary hazard class, subsidiary hazard class if applicable, packing group, total quantity, number and type of package, indication of marine pollutant if applicable, flash point, if 60 degrees Celsius or less, and whether it is a limited quantity. All necessary to properly identify and handle dangerous goods during maritime transport. 7. Responsibilities under the IMDG Code. Shippers. They must classify, pack, and label goods correctly, as well as complete the necessary documentation before shipment. This ensures safe transfer and compliance with regulations. Carriers. Carriers are responsible for adhering to safe handling practices during transport, ensuring that the cargo is secured, and following emergency procedures if incidents occur. Port authorities. They oversee compliance with the IMDG Code, inspecting shipments, and ensuring that the proper protocols are followed to mitigate risks at ports. 8. Training. Personnel involved in the handling and transportation of dangerous goods must receive appropriate training to ensure compliance with the IMDG Code. 9. Emergency response. In the event of an accident or spill involving dangerous goods, there are established procedures that must be followed. These are detailed in the IMDG Code and must be a part of crew training programs. All crew members involved in the handling of dangerous goods must undergo training. This equips them with the knowledge to respond effectively to emergencies, minimizing risks to safety and the environment. 10. Segregation of cargo. Segregation refers to the practice of separating incompatible hazardous materials to avoid reactions that could lead to incidents such as explosions, fires, or toxic releases. Proper segregation minimizes the risk of dangerous interactions between cargoes, protecting crew, vessel integrity, and the marine environment. Identify and recognize incompatible substances. The IMDG Code provides segregation tables that outline which classes and divisions of goods should not be stored together. Incompatible goods should be stored at appropriate distances from each other, or physical barriers should be utilized to prevent contact. 11. UN number. United Nations number is a 4-digit identifier assigned to hazardous materials with following characteristics. The UN number is linked to a proper shipping name, which is the official name used. UN numbers indicate the type of risk posed by the substance, e.g., flammable, toxic, corrosive. UN numbers include packing groups 1, 2, 3 that indicate the level of danger and the degree of packaging required. Some UN numbers have special provisions that provide additional handling or transport requirements. For example, UN 1993 is assigned to flammable liquids, not otherwise specified, while UN 2074 is assigned to acrylamide. Thank you for watching the video. For more marine topics, please subscribe Marine Buddies channel. Please help us with your valuable feedback to improve the contents.